Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grim Reaper coming at you for another video of Raid Shadows. Hopefully doing well, and hopefully you're looking after yourselves and having a positive start to the week, wherever you are in the world. We are on NSH tanks, and we're looking to do a Chimera takeover, trying to get him some more trials for his Ultra Nightmare. And we come up with a very nice team, very juicy team, and a mythical who is going to be showcased in today's video, and we'll go over a kit why she's such a great option. I generally are trying to build teams away from G-Nut now because of all the weak kits that he receives on 2 of the rotations. So when I'm doing takeovers, I'm looking to build teams that'll be good on all rotations and trying to be easy as possible, as well as getting the best results for them. I will be dropping another video next week on a very solid team that most people will be able to access, as long as you have the champion Duchess, and then we can make that team work from next week, which will be a juicy team and a massive for trials as well, which I'll be trying out for the first time. Anyway, let's get into today's video. So why is ARBAIS so good then? Well, ARBAIS is pretty juicy in both forms. So she has the increased attack and increase accuracy. So the increased attack and the accuracy is good for the trials on 2 of the forms. It's also on a 4-turn cooldown. Increased accuracy is very, very strong, and extra turn meter of 30%, as well as Negmo's extra turn meter as well is very, very solid. Passive doesn't do anything to the Chimera boss. She also has a speed aura in all battles by 25, which is great for Chimera, especially if you're running a fiercer presence. It'll be faster. Then she removes all buffs from all enemies, increases the duration of all buffs by 1 turn, then places Revive on Death, very important for today's comp, which we'll get into. And then she has a blocked active skill as well, which is great for the Viper form as well. Then she has a speed, sorry, we've talked about speed already. Then we also have a leech and HE burn, again, that helps you for trials as well, especially if you don't have a Negmo. The leech trial on one of the forms can be a little bit hard to get, so I definitely recommend to use ARBAIS for this as well. The HE burns helps with the Viper form with the block buffs as well, which is really, really juicy. And yeah, so I guess that's about it for this one. Has an interesting passive as well, and A1 with the continuous heal is great as well. And yeah, anyway, let's get into the run, and we'll break down all the trials in the run, and then we'll play the full run on a 2x speed. You guys can slow that down in the settings. I also will drop timestamps as well, and then we'll show all the gear for today's builds for this as well. So that is going to be what we look at for today. All right, so I'm going to try and do my best to edit this out to make it easier so it's not so long. But we are going to try and do some of the trials here. I think we got a little bit unlucky on some of the trials, but we did complete one trial there, which is going to be the increased accuracy trial, which is going to be pretty juicy. You can see the increased accuracy trials is going to be really, really good. You can see here I'm trying to complete the fear one, which didn't go to plan. If I'm being honest, it was something that we were lacking on for the damage on A1. Obviously, we don't have veils as well, so this is very hard to complete. And we was unsuccessful for getting this one. However, I think if we can get a bit more damage and do the line up better, then this would actually be more achievable. I think this trial is very achievable with his team, so you could potentially get up to 11 trials if he locks this one. He should be able to do the next one after that as well, which would be pretty juicy. And then we're going to go ahead and try and do the ones. Okay, so let me jump on to the next form. Right, okay, so we have the lion form then. The lion form is also going to come in with this and see if we can impact it as well. So obviously the lion form has the increased defense trial, which is where Marius is going to come in. We have the leech trial here, which we can use ARBAIS or Negmo. Because we have Negmo in here already, we didn't have to do that. And then we will try and complete this one here. This one's not so easy. You need to get a little bit lucky with like brimstone and etc. it was very difficult to try and complete this one, and unfortunately we didn't complete it, which is where I think some more trials can come. The next one on normal is, the normal trial is pretty easy to be honest, but this one wasn't too easy for us to try and complete, unfortunately. All right, so we have the Viper form then. Obviously with the Viper form, we want to try land as many trials as possible with the Viper form. So you can see there we've done 2 trials here, so that's pretty nice. We did the blocked out the skill here, and then we did another one here. We have got increased attack in our team with our bias, so, and a block buffs from Python. So this one's actually doable as well. And this is when the ARBAIS second form comes in, because we can put a number of debuffs on the enemy. We can land the blocked out the skill from LYDIA, and then put a HE burn on from ARBAIS's A2 on the second form. So that would give us some more trials as well. So I try and complete the increased attack one, and then I try and come back for that one. So you can see there's the increased attack one. And then if we go all the way to the next one, the Viper form again, you'll see he's under HE burn this time from this. Then Marius will come in and do his nuke. And then this will be trial number 7. So that's all the trials done for this team, which is pretty nice. I reckon he could potentially get this one as well, but it'll be a little bit difficult to line up, but potentially that could be done. And I guess that's about it for the trials. So let's go into the tips and tricks then for running this team in case anyone wants to copy it for whatever reason. Okay, so the main 2 bits, well, the main 3 tips I've got for this team is, first of all, for when you're going in from a form into the ultimate form, you want to try and put up less buffs as possible. So you can see here, I'm just trying to window down. And so when the line form strips, which you can resist this debuff, by the way, you can resist that there. I was trying to keep Marius alive, but was unsuccessful. But you can see there, PYTHION actually didn't lose anything even when the buffs are not protected, because he got high resistance. He was able to do his job down to T, and did it very well. Everyone else got stripped, and the more buffs that you strip, the more that the harder the ability hits. So you can resist it, but if you can't build resistance on all your champions, you want to try and minimize the buffs between the one of the forms into the ultimate form switch, and it's at the start as well. You want to try and avoid that, especially when the more trials and stuff are coming up, that you will have more ignored defense, etc., which is a problem for sure. That's something to kind of bear in mind. And then the next one would be the ram form, which we're going to go all the way through for this as well. So when we are switching into ultimate form into the ram form, you'll notice that I will put up revive on death in a second. So we will keep our Python live, because the thingy will go on to Python. I couldn't swap this because of the empowerment, etc. And I didn't really want to rebuild Lydia because she's a 9-piece Ferald, and I didn't have any different pieces of Ferald gear there. So the way I got around it was just playing a revive on death on the Python, and it worked perfectly fine. You don't want that buff to stay on the Python either, so you want the Python to die and then a revive on death, because you won't be able to do any of his abilities like cleanse, etc., whilst he's under that debuff as well. And then I guess, as usual, the other one would be the Viper form. Be careful against the Viper form. Here I actually switched off for a second on the ultimate form, which you'll see here. I just switched off for a second. I didn't realize what I was doing, and I left block buffs up on me, and the Viper form could have had block buffs up, and I used the block tactic skill there as well, which was a pretty dumb. And you can see, yeah, you're not even paying attention on this point. I've just zoomed out, which is what happens sometimes when you're doing all runs. Luckily, he didn't take anything here, which would have been a bit rough. ARBAIS would have been able to strip it though. That would have been pretty useful. An extra strip buff there is a bonus, but that's one thing to take into form. Like, you don't want to make a mistake against this guy, because normally it's good night if you make a mistake. on that form. Lydia just completely closed him down, and that's what you want to do. That probably did hurt for the damage a little bit. I was expecting a bit more damage from the team overall, but that's a different story, which I'll get into shortly. Anyway, let me run the team throughout the full. You guys can enjoy the music, and then we'll take it.
In the shadows he arises, silent and cold, a legend of power, a story untold. Grim Reaper, the name that they fear, dominating the arena year after year. In Raidshadowlegends, he makes his mark, a warrior of darkness, igniting the spark. With every swipe, the enemies fall. No one escapes his relentless call. In the live arena, Grim takes the control, a force of nature. He won't back down his account, a fortress of endless might. The best account takeovers, he fixes in the night. No need to grind, no need to wait. Grim's ascendant, sealed his fate, a legend forged in the heat of the game. With each victory they whisper his name. Grim Reaper, his power untold, a king of the arena, fearless and bold. Enemies quake when they see his rise, for Grim's the storm that no one denies. In Raidshadowlegends, he stands alone, the Reaper's grip carved in stone. Yo! Grim Reaper, the name that they fear, dominating the arena year after year. In Raidshadowlegends, he makes his mark, a warrior of darkness, igniting the spark. With every swipe, the enemies fall. No one escapes his relentless call. In the live arena, Grim takes the control, a force of nature. He won't back down his account, a fortress of endless might. The best account takeovers, he fixes in the night. No need to grind, no need to wait. Grim's ascended, sealed his fate, a legend forged in the heat of the game. With each victory they whisper his name. Grim Reaper, his power untold, a king of the arena, fearless and bold. Enemies quake when they see his rise, for Grim's the storm that no one denies. In Raidshadowlegends, he stands alone, the Reaper's grip carved in stone. Yo! Grim Reaper, his power untold, a king of the arena, fearless and bold. Yo!
And so here is the build. So we have ARBAIS coming in with a 9-piece protection, which is really, really useful. We got speed coming in at 349 and 443. Obviously, good defense and HP is also welcome. I think the resistance is just generally on there by a general mistake, but it's going to be useful anyway to stop him taking the debuffs, which is great. For the relic, we have the Book of Journals, which is great for his arena as well. I did build his arena team on this account as well. And then the masteries, which are focused at arena. You can't really change that from there, to be honest. It would definitely hurt his arena a little bit more, and changing gear for like Chimera is generally fine. Then we have Lydia coming in with the 9-piece ferals. We've got very good speed and then accuracy, which are the main twos that you want to focus with, and then defense and HP. I generally stack in the HP more than the defense, which will be useful. So that will be great. As you can see here, that the gear is not oiled or anything like that. You can also go 9-piece ferals as well, protection as well. Then for the relic, we just put in a Hatter Reserve because we can use this as a chicken in the future, which is generally fine. But for now, this is perfectly cool, just for extra HP. And then Cruelty is the blessing I would go. And then for the masteries behind my big head is the War Master here as well. Then we will be doing the Marius as well, which is pretty cool. He's in a 6-piece Merciless. We would like a 9-piece Merciless in the future if we can get it. If you change the blessing, actually, it'll be really, really solid for more damage. Like if he goes Crush and Rem once he gets a 6-star. So for accuracy, we're not too bothered about the accuracy. It's at 255. That's perfectly fine. Resistance is accidentally up there. Good critical damage, good critical rate, good speed, good defense, and then survivability is going to be the way to go. And then for the Catstone Relic is pretty juicy, ignoring quite a bit of damage. And then these are the gemstones that we're using as well. I think the boss layer would help increase the damage just a little bit more. And then these are the masteries as well. And then I guess the last build would be the PYTHION, which is going to be really, really useful as well. So we have the PYTHION here. Then we have Book of Journals to increase the healing on the A2 and the A1. And then we have a 9-piece protection. We want 500 resistance so we can always do our stuff. Good defense, good HP are the 3 stats you want to focus on for PYTHION. PYTHION is super easy to build for sure. And then, yeah, for masteries, pretty average masteries to run. Lasting Gifts increase at A2. For the block boss, increase resistance to retribution and deterrence to kind of proc the A1 a bit more for the healing, and then some extra healing mechanics on the other side as well. And I guess that's it for the video. Hopefully Tanks enjoys this new team. I'm going to try out another team next week to try and increase his trials for more, but that team is very difficult to run with trials and etc. So it will take him a bit longer to run, which I'll speak to him about offline and to see if he wants to go ahead of it. This team is better generally for all rotations. He should be generally fine in all rotations, which is going to be super key. And it is a few more trials as well. It should do between 7 to 11 trials. So that's something that he will need to work on and practice as well. As usual, guys, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Grim. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.